my god, guys, I have got such an insane theory discussion video for you guys today. I cannot wait to share it with you because I think it's something brand new that none of you guys would have thought of before. But yo, what is going on, Senpai Squad? Welcome back to a brand new video. And like I said, today's video is all about a crazy theory. I don't even know what I'm going to be titling this video because it's a theory involving Urashiki, involving Toneri, and involving Kawaki. So I need to give a special shout out to my good friend over at Twitter, Sode Says. I'm going to drop his links in the description below for you guys to go and have a look at, because this theory, it just came out of nowhere. We were all discussing about Urashiki and what his future's going to be and where Kawaki got his seal and all this. And then out of nowhere, this theory came about, and me and a few of us were like, hang on a minute. This actually starts to make a little bit of sense. So, let me explain. Basically, I'll go into a bit more detail in a minute, but the basis of this theory is that, and I know you're probably going to think this sounds a little bit wild, but let me explain it first, because you can hear it and think this is just plain stupidity. But Kawaki, right now, we all think Kawaki is going to get his seal from Urashiki, or at least that's what a lot of people think. Personally, on myself, I've been a backer of this theory that Urashiki is going to be this big villain at some point in the future of the series, but a lot of people were like, putting two and two together, that Kawaki would get his seal from Urashiki. But what if I told you he gets his seal from Toneri? I know, like I said, it's a bit wild, isn't it? But let me explain, and hopefully I can kind of explain it to you so it makes a bit more sense, because I was the same as you guys. I hear Kawaki kills Toneri, it's a bit nuts. But let's get into the juicy bits of this theory. So for you to kind of fully understand this theory, well, not necessarily fully understand it, but to get a better idea of this theory, I'm gonna tell you guys that I do have a video on my channel, a theory about Urashiki and his potential connections with Kara. That will probably pop up at the end screen of this video for you guys to check out, but it is on my channel somewhere. I did this a couple of months ago now, so you don't have to watch it, but I do recommend you watch it because it does kind of link into this video as well. It's slightly outdated, a couple little things have been debunked here and there with like Jigen, etc. But for the most part, that video still stands to this day and I still stick by it. But let's say Urashiki has these connections to the Kara organization. It does make a bit more sense because Kara are very knowledgeable about the Otsutskis. They knew about Momoshiki, they knew about the fight between Naruto and Momoshiki. Obviously, Urashiki would know all of this as well. Urashiki was also very knowledgeable about the history of Earth and all the Jinchurikis. He even knew their exact names. Obviously, the Kara organization would know this. So, I was starting to think, these two, they're swapping intel in my opinion. I don't know what role he plays, but I do feel as though Urashiki has some form of connection to Kara. So, we also know that Urashiki wanted Toneri dead, but through the rules of his clan, he could not kill Toneri himself. So instead, he opted to seal away and capture Toneri with the Palace of the Dragon King's jutsu thing. So, he wanted to kill Toneri, he's caught Toneri, he works with Kara, Kawaki needs to get his seal from somewhere. So, for whatever reason, whether it's for an experiment, whether it's a sacrifice, whether it's a trade for getting more intel from Kara, something along those lines, for whatever reason it be, it doesn't really matter as long, because whatever the reason is doesn't really matter. The main part is that Urashiki hands over this sealed away Toneri to Kara. Because obviously, in order for Kawaki to kill Toneri, he's obviously not going to be able to go to the moon. So Urashiki is the only person that can bring Toneri to Kawaki or Kara. So they do that. It makes sense because, like I said, he works with Kara, he wants Toneri dead, but he himself couldn't kill Toneri. So what's the next best thing? You get someone else to kill him for you. This way, Urashiki doesn't get into any trouble with the clan. If you did see that previous Urashiki theory video, I did you know that, in my opinion, I don't think Urashiki is actually that fond of the clan. I feel like he might try and rebel against them at some point. But this will keep him in the good books, at least for the time being. You know, if Toneri dies, it's not by him, so it's none of his business. But he still managed to dispose of Toneri, which he sees as a threat towards him. So, by doing this, Urashiki wins because he's disposed of Toneri. Kara also win because they get another Otsutsuki to whether experiment on his corpse or whatnot to learn a bit more about them. Kawaki gets his seal. That all makes sense. It explains it's an important character for Kawaki to get his seal against. It's not some fodder Otsutsuki, which is, I personally think it wouldn't have been because it'd just be a bit lackluster. And this other bit, which was brought up, which I don't know how much I agree necessarily on this part of the theory, but it does make a little bit of sense. It's something for you guys to maybe take away from this video and think about. And that is, it would potentially somewhat explain Kawaki and Boruto's connection, because obviously they are somehow connected. Their seals keep activating, they both feel pain at the same time. There's something a bit out of the ordinary going on between these two. And if Kawaki potentially had the soul or power or Toneri himself inside of him, that would explain why they're connected, because obviously Boruto's Jogan. Now the reason I say I don't know how much I follow or agree with this part of the theory is because if they're connected because of Boruto's Jogan and Kawaki having Toneri inside of him, or killing Toneri, why is it their seals that activate? Why is it not Boruto's Jogan that activates with Kawaki's seals, something like that? Like I said, it's still it's probably one of the better explanations we have right now as to why they're connected, because let's be honest, no one has any idea. So that's why I wanted to bring this up, because at least some of you guys might be able to take this away and be like, okay, you know what, that does actually make a bit of sense. Like I said, I don't know how much I actually agree with that part of the theory, but for the most part, I find this theory extremely interesting because a lot of it does make sense. Now, I know a lot of people were like thinking Toneri's going to be a huge character. He'll teach Boruto how to use the Jogan, etc, etc. But just to quickly, not debunk it, obviously, because none of this is actually fact yet, but just to throw another theory out there to maybe go against or explain why Toneri isn't necessarily needed to teach Boruto about the Jogan. That is, what if Momoshiki is the one to teach Boruto about the Jogan? And I know it's going to sound a little bit weird because Momoshiki is dead, but what if Momoshiki, or whoever the Otsutsuki member the person kills to obtain their seal, what if that clan member, for this instance Momoshiki, then resides inside the head of the killer? A bit like Kurama or Shikaku or any of the tailed beasts. They reside inside the Jinchuriki and they can communicate with each other. What if Momoshiki's a little bit like that? The reason I bring this up is because in the recent chapter, Kawaki said something a little bit weird. When he uses his ability, his seal, he then says, oh, it's not me, it's this guy, or it was that person, something like that. And he's not directly talking to anyone, maybe alluding to the fact that he's got someone inside of him. And if Momoshiki's inside of Boruto, and if Momoshiki, because Momoshiki, I think we can all agree, he was fairly loyal to the clan. He was essentially one big fanboy of the clan. He was a loyal member, and if he saw Urashiki, someone he went on a mission with, betray the clan, then it might turn Momoshiki and be like, listen, you brat, I don't like you, you killed me, but listen, you got to take this guy down, you got a special eye, I'm going to teach you how to use it. Something along those lines. I want you guys to let me know what you all think, because it's something that I never ever thought about, and now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, that's not too bad. That's not a bad idea. So guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you're not ready to become a member of the Senpai Squad, and I will see you guys in another video. But until then, peace.